Coming to you direct from deep underneath your favorite Japanese wrestling arena, it's time for your high-speedy, strongly styled, fighting spirited, secret handshaking, wink wink nudge nudge, lethal dose of female professional wrestling, primarily in the land of shoguns and rising suns. It's time for you to remove your blindfold, accept a complimentary fruity drink that's totally not sus at all, and learn from our inside terminology, because you, our friends, have nearly willfully accepted the invite and have joined our Cult of Joshi. Now allow me to introduce you to your fighting spirited guides, Raja and John.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Cult of Joshi. I'm your host Raja, and I'm joined as always by my co-host John.
Hello.
And we have come back this week with a super fun review of a super incredible show, the 10th anniversary of Natsupoi and Saori Anou.
Yes, what a show it was, and my God.
It exceeded expectations.
By the way, I went to Walmart, and I didn't find your Willow.
Oh, I know.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. She's rare.
I'm going to keep going.
We're going to keep looking for it. We'll keep an eye out for
Yeah, what a
Willow.
show that was.
It was so good. Like, I expected it to be fun. Obviously, most produce shows are like a great time.
Yeah.
But this was insanely good for one of these shows.
Did you say produce shows?
Yeah, that's kind of what they call them.
Oh, okay.
Like when a wrestler produces a show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe that was the reason for the potatoes.
No, I think that was just being silly.
Okay. All right.
As that whole match was.
Yes.
But 10 years, man.
Yeah, which is crazy. I mean, here in the States, if you say, I've got 10 years in, someone's going to go, I got 15. You know, it's
right.
it's just like...
It's just one of those things.
It's just another day.
One-upmanship.
It's just another day.
Yeah.
And I love the fact it's the respect culture of the Japanese culture. They respect things like that. Like, they take their pins for real, you know?
They obviously respect it because the crowd that these two drew with this card.
Oh, yeah.
To Oda City General Gymnasium.
Yeah, almost 3,000 people.
It was 2,837 people.
Right.
Which is one of the biggest crowds that have been drawn this year in that venue.
Right. Yeah, which is awesome. And it was packed. It was packed. It was loud. It was fun. And the card was exceptional. It was unexpectedly good for me. I knew it was going to be good, but it wasn't. It kind of caught me off guard.
I know, me
How
too.
good? You know, 4.5 hours later.
We were like, wow.
Yeah.
And then they started singing. But,
yeah,
you know, it's really rare to feel like the feelings that someone else felt when they were creating something.
I think it was partly due to, as you pointed out, how well it was produced. And the video packages were second to none. Everything
was so emotional and sweet. And like, you could tell that Natsupoi and Saori were very hands-on. Like, this was all they're doing, their work,
and they
it was
may
very
not
cool.
have meant it this way, but it sort of came. It was in sections, almost like going through their career.
Yeah,
you know, like with the places they have been. And honestly, one of the biggest things that got me was just the actress girls part with how special this was. You know, the actress girls were in front of 3,000 people.
Yeah.
It was being seen everywhere, will be always on, you know, archives and all this. And you could tell it was a really big deal, and everybody treated it as such.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun.
It did seem like everyone was very honored to be involved in this show.
And even in this show, I think that I got a little treat for myself was a hell of a tag match that I think gave me an answer of something. I've always loved the Eternal Foes.
Yes.
I've always loved Starlight versus Izumi. It's just one of those things. And obviously Starlight Kid's my favorite stardom pro wrestler. But man, I really love the tag team Starbomb. Like,
I know. It's like good enemies, better friends.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think they're the shit as a tag team.
They're such a good tag team.
They really are
insanely good.
A great tag team.
But let's start back from the beginning of this show. And we had we got
to give our signature. We'll get to that later.
But we'll get to that later.
Yes.
And we had the video package, of how this all came together. And then we had a very cinematic sort of opening scene with Natsupoi and Saori Anou at the beginning of the show. They had mics on and everything, and they were kind of like, it was like mimicking what it was like for them to get into pro wrestling. They're like, pro wrestling? No, I'm gonna be an actress, or that's silly. Why would I do that?
Yeah, and like the lead up, hopefully you guys got to see it, but the lead up, there's like an hour special.
Yeah.
Showing them, and a lot of that was in these opening videos, but everyone getting their invitations to come to the show, and it was so well done.
It was almost like a wedding, when you give bridesmaids gifts. It's like, will you be my bridesmaid? It was all very personal and special to just these two wrestlers. They have like opened doors that have never been opened before.
Yeah.
Just the two of them. They are two very special people, and it makes sense why so many people would be honored to be involved in this show, and why so many fans would show up to see it, and so many people would buy it and watch it live from around the world.
Agreed.
Because Natsupoi and Saori Anou are just that kind of person.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, I think that they take their place as the head of the company, as two of the main heads of the company.
Absolutely.
And, even on the closing credits, they have a shout out to Tam in a little hidden way, and just for watching over them.
Yes.
I just love everything about it. There's Easter eggs in this.
The whole thing was amazing.
Yeah, there's Easter eggs in it. There's more things the more you watch. There's, as you said, the concert at the end. It's crazy whack-a-mole insanity.
It is.
But
in the best way.
But I loved it because it had the comedy, it had the emotion, and it had the incredible action. And
yes, it was all around, like, it was the full package of Joshi show, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was.
So after this little cinematic piece that they did, the actress girls came out and they all did the song together. They went down to the ring and danced, and it was all really fun. And then we got into Act Time, which was the actress girls match, which saw Yukina Uehara and Natsuki versus Mari and Act.
Yes.
And of course, Mari and Act are two of the bigger names. They're very prominent in actress girls.
No.
And everyone loves them. But they were not the victorious team in this first match. It was Yukina and Natsuki who got the win in the opening match.
Yeah, it was a great way to do it, I think.
It was, and it was really fun to watch the actress girls get to go out there and show their stuff to people who probably have never even glazed the surface of actress girls in the past.
And it's been a tough run for actress girls as a company, as a production.
Yeah.
They've lost basically their entire roster.
They were very much cannibalized there for a while.
and those girls, more power to them. They've all went on to do great things.
They obviously knew what they wanted.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that gives other people an opportunity. It's one thing, that happens in companies, right?
Yes.
So,
and as we know, Natsupoi and Saori Anou made their debut on the opening show of Actress Girls. So this was kind of a celebration of 10 years of Actress Girls as well.
It was, yeah.
And that company means a lot to these two. So they wanted to make sure and give them a prominent spot on the show, even if Actress Girls doesn't really, they don't like go out to other companies or anything like that, because they're not a pro wrestling company.
Right, not traditional pro wrestling.
They're actresses.
But some damn great pro wrestlers come from it.
Yes, they do. Absolutely. So the following match was also very actress girls coded, but not people who are currently in actress girls. We had Tai Hanma and Yuna Manase versus Maika Ozaki and Yuki Haruma. And that last name is particularly interesting because Yuki Haruma is actually Aina Aiba. And she is a very popular voice actress and singer, and she does a lot of MC work for like New Japan and stuff, but she hasn't wrestled in 9 years, almost a decade.
Yeah.
She wrestled 5 matches in Actress Girls when it first started. She was on the opening show, just like Natsupoi and Saori Anou, as Yuki Haruma. And this was her return to in-ring action after almost 9 years, which is insane.
She did fantastic.
She looked amazing.
She did. She looked really great. Honestly, she looked great. And she did a freaking banger of a job.
She did. It was really exciting to see. And we also had Nao Kakuda as the special guest referee for this match. So it was a lot of really close friends with Poi and Saori Anou. Yuna Manase.
Yeah, Yuna.
Is their trainer.
Right.
And Tai Hanma took the win in this match. But it was just a really fun like opening main card match, I think the ag time still counts as match 0 in the results. So this was like the official opening match, and it delivered.
It did.
On all fronts.
Yes.
It was very fun.
And the stuff on stage, we're talking about, I love the guide having, as we went out through the stage and some of the openings and stuff. It was really great.
Yes, and all the videos that showed us like Poi and Saori Anou back through the years and how they connect with the people who were in the ring. And it was like a giant story of their careers. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was done like a movie, really. It was like a live performance play or something.
Yeah, they put a lot into this.
Yeah.
Following that, we had another tag team match, which was like this is one of my mentors and this is someone younger than me, like teams. So on the Natsupoi side, we had Rion teaming with Kaoru Ito. And on the Saori Anou side, we had, sorry, my eyes just went wonky, Miku Kanai teaming with Yumiko Hotta. So these are two legends. Hotta and Ito are from All Japan Women.
Yes.
They've been wrestling a very long time, and they were more than happy to get in there against each other. And Miku Kanai especially shows so much promise as such a young wrestler.
Oh, totally.
And Rion has been up and coming more and more as she continues to wrestle in stardom. So this was a cool look into like the past and the future of Joshi.
Yeah, man. And Miku has a lot of, awesome stuff coming up too.
She does, yes. She's in for a lot, I think. She's going to have a great career. I really love seeing her wrestle, and her time in the ring with Rion in particular was really cool to see. Agreed. Just these two go at it. And Miku Kanai is actually the one who took the win for her team in this match.
Yes.
So, very good match.
Big fan.
Yes, not such a big fan of watching Kaoru Ito stomp the crap out of people. It makes me hurt for them just every time I see it.
Oh, me too. Me too. It was rough, man. I mean, she does not care.
Rough. Yes, she does not care, and she's going to double stomp you whether you like it or not. But that didn't get her the win here. Miku Kanai came out with the win, so very good for them. Following that, we got into a very different vibe of wrestling match, because it was
now for something completely different.
Rumble time.
Yes.
Can't have one of these big shows without a rumble.
Gotta have a rumble.
As many people in there as possible. So the rumble opens up and a very familiar theme song plays. For some reason, Saori Anou's music is playing as the first entrant of this rumble comes out, but it was not Saori Anou. It was Shin Saori Anou.
One of my favorite things that she does. She does an incredible Saori Anou.
Oh my god, the faces she makes.
Yeah.
Hirota Sakura we're talking about, of course. The faces she makes.
Dude, we just watched another Hirota Sakura match.
Dear God. Okay, it was Manami Toyota versus.
We told him we were going to give a weekly Hirota match.
Shin Manami Toyota.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Just because
she cracks me up so much.
You could tell, just like when we watched, Akira versus.
Yes.
She didn't want to crack up, but Akira did.
No, you don't. The legends don't want to pop, but they always do.
Manami Toyota was doing really well.
She was a lot better at it than Akira.
She was doing really well, but then a couple things got her. And I love it. And then the kiss at the end. It's great.
The way Hirota looked after getting kissed by Manami Toyota, it's like that fair.
Exactly
valid.
The way I will look.
Yes.
After getting kissed by Manami Toyota.
So once Shin Saori Anou was out here, then we had Rina Akamura come out. Sorry, Rina Amikura. I got my words mixed up there.
Words are hard.
Yuko Sakurai and Kakuro Sekiguchi, the 4 starting participants. They started off with 4 before people started coming in gradually.
Right.
The next person to come in was Aquino, and at this point, Shin Saori Anou was eliminated over the top rope after a flying concho to Aquino.
we were big upset.
We were. I was like, it's so early, and Renmaru's not even out here yet.
Yeah.
But then we had some more entrants. Sonoko Kato come out, and then Ryo Mizunami and Hiroyo Matsumoto, 2 people who are very good in these situations. Then Ninja Renmaru joined the fray, another one of our favorite comedy-style wrestlers. And when all of these people were in the ring, that's when Natsupoi's music hit. And we were like, what?
Yeah.
But it was, of course, Shin Natsupoi in all of the flowing fabric and the headdress and everything to the nines. She even did the flip in the front of someone. I was really impressed with her ability to do some of Natsupoi's moves.
No, I love it. It was great, and she's just so good with the facials on it, some of the entrance, little nuances of the entrances and stuff.
Yeah, she just knows what she's doing. Unfortunately, Shin Natsupoi was also eliminated, along with all of the other competitors. We got some infamous Renmaru spots as well on the comedy side, like the kiss and everything like that. And the freezing. I love the freezing. The freezing is my favorite thing.
I'm a big fan of the freezing.
She tries to get the pin, but she accidentally froze Barb Sasaki as well, so he can't count.
Fantastic.
So we get down to our bottom two, which is Ryo Mizunami and Kakuro Sekiguchi. And as they are battling it out on the apron, about to eliminate each other, a new theme song hits.
Yes.
It is the theme music for Saori Anou Kuro, the Black Edition.
Yes.
And in comes Shin Saori Anou Kuro with the full black attire.
What's so funny, other than the way you said attire,
I like saying it that way.
Is the fact I'm just playing. Is the fact of when we first started getting Joshi cards.
Yes.
And I got Saori Anou in black.
You were like, what is this from?
I was like, what is wrong? What is this? This is trash. Is this some alternate world?
Right.
Is this...
Turns out it's just Oz Academy.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
I love it too. And I also love that Shin Saori Anou was the one to get the win in the Rumble with the European clutch, which I think was supposed to be the pottering, but it didn't really turn out that way.
No.
And as the winner, she was handed an entire box of what looked to be potatoes.
Yes.
And a bunch of the girls came up and stole some and ran off.
I love the fact with the potatoes, and I hope it was the joke that it looked like it was.
Yeah, it kind of looked like
somebody
a
always gets
joke.
like some big sponsorship, and they're like,
they had them bags of rice.
Look,
and
it's a bag of grasshoppers, and
right.
they're so excited about it. Like, I've always wanted these grasshoppers, but
yeah, I think it seemed silly, awfully silly.
I don't know. I've seen some really cool things they've got before, like
there are some awesome prizes.
Didn't FWC get like land? Or like a right to build a house or something.
Yeah,
remember that?
Yeah. It was during Tag League.
Yeah.
They were like allowed to build a house in Fukuoka if they moved there or something.
So strange. So, it's funny. I watch a lot of Japanese travel videos, like tons of them. And one I watched was just like a walking thing in Fukuoka. And it was, I love street vendors. I love street vendor food.
Yeah.
So it was basically like the liveliness of their street vendor by the, walk and everything. Dude, hundreds of just completely packed out little stands.
Yeah.
And it was like so tight. It was like Disney World kind of tight, like where you're trying to walk through it. And every one of them was just filled.
That's crazy.
And like just this lively, energetic, lovely,
it sounds like fun.
Fun atmosphere.
Yeah.
And the only thing I could think of was the products we have at Fukuoka. Like,
the wrestlers that come from there.
It was so funny because everybody's drinking and having a good time. And I'm like, okay, Micah.
Okay,
all right.
Micah.
Yeah, okay. We understand.
That's so cool.
We get it now. But yeah, that one is really cool, man. It's Fukuoka looks like one of the best places on earth, to be honest with you.
It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I'm
really
still
does.
stuck on the Studio Ghibli park that you showed me a
Oh
video
my God.
of. I want to go so bad.
And we still didn't get to see the whole thing.
No, they don't allow recording inside the building. So,
Yeah.
I didn't get to see the inside of House Castle.
Yeah.
What
is up with that, right?
The outside is incredible, though.
If you want people to drive. If you want people to drive there.
Over the oceans.
If you want people to fly in to come see it, which they probably don't, honestly.
Right.
They're like, let's not show it. The Americans will come.
I don't know. It kind of leaves that element of like, you have to come here if you want to see everything. So maybe.
Everything else looked amazing. I mean,
it's so big, and there's like recreations of full little towns and buildings and everything.
Well, they have a few things there that are just incredible like that. Like
they have the entire house from My Neighbor Totoro that the girls move into. Like, come on. You want to go step in that house. They have the house from Arietti where you're like a little person.
It looks fun to me.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
I love it so much. I love Studio Ghibli. Okay, I'm like a huge Ghibli fan. So anything related to that, I'm in.
So I've had to watch most. I mean, I have enjoyed watching all of them.
I have had a nice time sitting through them all.
Yes, it's wonderful.
So the Rumble was just everything that we thought it was going to be and more. I didn't expect to get 3 hits of Shin Hirota Sakura in this match, but God bless. God bless.
Listen, man, the more Sakura, the better.
And she won.
And having Rimaru in there at the same time.
I know. That was so good. Everything about it.
Yeah.
After that, we got into the big boy matches. Starting off with a singles match, Sayaka Kurara versus Mayumi Ozaki.
Yeah.
And it was like, do you want her to just cry?
So I thought this was brutal.
Yeah.
Until we'll get to that.
It was brutal.
It was.
Ozaki spent most of the match beating up Sayaka Kurara with a chain.
But if I was being beat up by Ozaki, I'd be so freaking happy.
It's like you'd be stoked.
It's
like it's Ozaki.
It reminds me of so when I got to work with that Bill the Butcher, I was so bummed out because I was on Abby's side. Oh. Like when I got to work with Abby, I'm like, okay, this is great. This is fantastic.
I'm gonna get stabbed with a fork.
I want him over. He's, he likes me. And he liked me so much, he wanted me to manage him. So that meant that I didn't get to...
you didn't get to get
I didn't get
any of the Abdullah.
So the guy I travel with, the other wrestler in the car, he got to be a run-in and get hit with the fork.
No.
Yeah. He got hit with the fork. He got the whole 9 yards.
You wanted that to be you?
I did.
You wanted to be the manager that got eaten by Abdullah the Butcher?
I wanted all that to happen, and I wanted to also know the magic behind it because, I was a bleeder quite often. And,
right.
And we're not giving anything away here, but, I just wanted to see because I've seen so many Abby matches. And before we went out, and he was just like, here, take this bottle. and he hands me this beer bottle, and he's like, keep it in your coat, and you better have it ready when I fucking ask. And I'm like, yes, sir. And don't fucking touch me. You control me, but don't touch me. If you touch me, I'll fucking kill you. And I was like, yes, sir.
Understood.
Absolutely. Get really close. I will only listen to you, but I'll fucking kill you. I'm like, absolutely. I'll have to. I got it. I got it.
Yeah, like
so
clear.
I go out there and you couldn't get away with this today. I had to do a Middle Eastern thing. Mm-hmm. So I was and I passed for it. I had a really good tan at the time.
Right.
But I had like this flag, and I did the Middle Eastern promo, and I talked about us killing Bobby Fulton of the Fantastics, his brother, talked about us killing him in Japan. And I was like, we left your brother laying in a pool of his own blood, and we're going to taste that same flavor tonight out of your head, and all this, and
right.
So Bobby Fulton's like comes out all fired up, brother, all, ready to go, baby face. And
I love wrestling.
He comes out, and the fans are just, it's packed out, and it's in Ohio. It's in Bobby Fulton's hometown.
Yeah.
So it's just completely packed out, and,
right.
And they love him. And we start going around, boom, 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 little sabida, and we get out to the outside, and he gives me the Iggy for the bottle, right? So I give Abby the bottle. He breaks it. And he cuts his damn head with it. Yeah. There's no magic. He just cut his head with the fucking bottle.
He's just really doing it.
There was no magic.
That's hilarious.
And it was a legend. It's Bobby Fulton. And Abby, of course, is also legend. And he was already big legend when Bobby was coming up. But,
right.
I was like, what? What am I seeing? What is happening?
You're just assaulting that man?
What is happening? So it was insane.
I'm sure people who wrestled Abdullah probably knew.
It was funny because it's the same night that I also had a thing with Jake the Snake Roberts. Uh-huh. And Jake the Snake Roberts that night when he, gave me the DDT, and he took the snake after I'm unconscious.
Yes, of course.
And, I'm laying there unconscious. And he slivers on me, and he pulls up my pants, and he sticks the snake's head down my pants.
No, that's a big nope.
And I'm sitting there with my mouth closed doing my best ventriloquist act.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, go down. Oh, go down. Go down. Go down. And Jake, on a stack of Bibles, Jake is right up there at my face, and he's like, there is no God, kid. Actually, the actual words were this: goddamn, yeah, goddamn, there is no God, kid. At that moment, that was that Sammy Guevara moment for me.
Right.
How did we get here?
Right. Yeah. It's like, people ask you how you are, and you just have to say you're fine.
Yeah, and this was after I had done the Abby match, and so it was like this big night of ups and downs. So what I'm saying about Ozaki.
You'd be happy if she beat you with a chain.
So yeah, Carrara is completely.
She's having the time of her life. It didn't really look like it.
No, well, hear me out. He's got to use having the time of her life, thinking about the prospect of this because of what a legend this is.
Yes.
And then the bell rings.
Sayaka got some back on her.
Yeah, she did, but she didn't.
She got a little.
She got walloped pretty well. So
I loved looking at her tweets afterwards where she's like, this person knows how to make the heaven that is the ring into a hell. And I was like, yeah, girl, that's what it looked like.
That's very poetic.
Yeah.
That was the concussion talking, but
Mayumi Ozaki is one of the greatest heels just in Joshi in general. She's amazing at what she does. I think she's just like that, honestly.
And she is. And if you haven't ever looked any of it up, it's a whole nother treasure trove to unlock with the Oz Academy stuff. And,
yes.
And listen, I got to talk about me again for a second.
Okay.
I'm sorry, people.
Okay.
I'm sorry, people.
Sorry for you that are just here for cute Joshi
but
talk.
I got to talk about this because of how cool Joshi is in general, right? Mm. So no matter if you're just got into Joshi the last couple of years, and every day on Reddit almost we see somebody saying, hey, I don't get into Stardom. Mm-hmm. And listen.
They probably don't sound like that, but yes.
I'm glad we delayed our Stardom. Poor Raja. Raja
keep
worked.
Having to edit my notes.
Raja worked like a solid month and did so much work on the how to get into Stardom. Okay, and most everybody who does Joshi content makes that starter guide.
Yes.
So everybody has one. So we wanted ours to be really, really, really damn good, and you second guess yourself when you're doing something that other creators have done.
Yeah.
That's the only time you really second guess yourself. You're like, oh man, I don't want to be too much like that, but there's only so many ways to do it.
Yeah.
And all this.
There's only so much information to
There's
talk
only
about.
so much information. So you did a fantastic job. Like the stuff that you...
I went a little too deep. Okay?
Yeah, you went really, really deep. Let's be fair. You went super deep. And but it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was a lot of good stuff.
And really, really good stuff. But also really outdated really quickly. It was so funny.
It goes so fast.
Because now, everything has changed. But
it's okay. I've decided that the best course of action is just going to be a quick hit, like the freaking basics, dude. Like things that aren't going to change. Right. That's all they need to know right now if they're just starting out.
Stardom is a Joshi company.
It's Joshi.
But the thing is, like, in Joshi, when you do get into it, you get there's just so much that is not ready available everywhere. Mm-hmm. So, and like, you can be a big wrestling fan and somewhat a passive observer of, like New Japan matches and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a big one coming. You might tune into that. You might get World when it's that time of year around January 4th, right? You might do all that stuff. And we've had a subscription for freaking 10 years because of Chase.
Well, I mean, we're not really like that. When we start liking something, we go a little crazy.
Well, we do. But the thing is, and the point I'm trying to make is, with Joshi Wrestling, it's not so readily available out there on every little nook and cranny of these fantastic stories, these wonderful little lost projects and these little lost sections and incredible wars you would never imagine. Mm-hmm. And the more you look in there, you think you've seen everything. All of a sudden, you find out this great, incredible war that happened in 2003.
And you're like,
And there's a whole story around it. And it's glorious, but it's never been given... it's not been given the love and the respect and the memories that it deserves.
Yeah.
So there is a treasure trove of things to find out there, lost media type things.
Right.
And it was so funny because my band that I had years ago. Years ago. So the band I had years ago was called Dead Level, and the name actually comes from a wrestling promo that I saw years and years ago when, somebody said, I'm going to give it my Dead Level best. And I was like, that stuck with me. So Dead Level was my thing. And, and there's a lot of reasons for that. It's like a paranormal connection, all this stuff, because it's Dead Level. Mm-hmm. But one word, Dead Level. But the band, we had, 2 hours, we had, a lot of live show, all this stuff. But our first 5-song EP CD, it was out there at the time, and I haven't thought much about it. It's been years. I don't think about it. And with the wrestling connection is one of my mentors, Kid Cash. He loved the name, and he's like, I want to use that for my finish. And I'm like, sure, man. So in TNA, Dead Level was his finisher, and then he had a shirt that he took based off my band shirt that said Poison from Birth on it. He wore the band shirt for a long time. Then he got poisoned at birth, which is total different meaning.
Yeah. Who did that to you?
Poison the baby.
Why?
Yeah. What happened to that poor kid? And then when he went to WWE, he was actual tag team champion and cruiserweight champion and stuff, but he used the Dead Level. So SmackDown versus Raw 2006 game, it says, Dead Level. It's really cool hearing it because
it is cool.
Because where it came from. But I've not, again, thought about it. We've come out to a Dead Level song in my wrestling since 2004.
Yeah.
And
same one.
Yeah, the same one that whole entire time. So, you know what? Other than that, it's dead. It's not out there. It was never, it's like my wrestling career. It's a little niche part of the country knows about it. And
there are people who went to the shows and they're like, yeah.
Yeah. So I get contacted by some cat. And
some random guy.
Yeah, this random guy. And it actually went to the Facebook. Number one, I'm not going to look at Facebook Messenger much.
Right.
Right? It's just the thing.
Who does?
Yeah, you don't look at it much unless there's like an aunt that you miss or something.
Right. You're like talking to your family.
Yeah, she's probably
like, Grandma, you can't say that on Facebook.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So there's a folder that, and everybody's familiar with Facebook, but there's a folder for, unknown people.
Yeah.
That you're not connected with.
Possible stalkers,
So I have like 1,000 or so. In there.
You got some message requests waiting.
So I was like, what? I don't know why. But I opened it up and I looked at it this morning. And there was a message request in there. And it was like, hey, did you have a band, Dead Level? And you could just see the first of it. I'm like, well, shit. Because
you got to open it at that point.
He spelled it correct, which I always had like a little D and a big L in the middle because I used that as on a graphic to have DL. So anyway, I opened it up and I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I get a hold of the guy. I'm like, hey man, sorry, it's been a while since you sent this. Yes,
only 5 months.
I'm the lead singer of Dead Level, or was the lead singer of Dead Level. And he was mind blown. He was like,
oh, I found you.
Yeah, he was like, oh my God. And apparently we're considered lost media.
Well, yeah.
For nu metal bands.
Because your songs aren't anywhere.
Right.
Like in their normal perfect condition.
But he somehow found, and here's one for the older people in the crowd, he found our Angel Fire website, which is not even completely there anymore.
Right.
It's like pages.
Right. It's just like bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's like there's lyric pages up.
I have no idea how he came across that.
No
organic.
idea.
I mean, obviously he's in that lost media nu metal scene.
Nu metal. But he had that, and he had and we played with a ton of bands, so it could have been connected to one of those bands that had a hot link for us or something.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe the hot link took somebody to the page.
Yeah, it could have.
But we were on the early days of like streaming in like 2000 and stuff.
Yeah.
Like for where you could download it took 20 hours to download a song.
Right.
But we were on there, and but he was really excited. He sent me pictures of the album front and back.
Yeah,
which is
the EP.
Yeah, which is super cool. Which you're on, by the way.
Yes, I'm on the back.
You're on the back side of the album,
and on the front is that really cool church we went to photograph. I remember going that day.
Yeah, because the album was actually called "Get the Hell Out," even though I didn't put the name on it because I'm artsy like that. internally, and on internal documents, the album was called "Get the Hell Out." Double entendre because I love double entendres.
Yes,
and because it was actually a church famously in Tennessee that the legend was, and this church is just a normal church in the woods, deep in the woods. And there's a hole in the side of this brick building, of this brick church. And it was supposed to be an exorcism occurred in the church, like in the 50s or something.
Right.
And everyone there, all the witnesses seen like a demon type figure come out of this person and blew through the wall.
Right.
Well, the only stuff I know is there's an empty church and a blown out wall. It's a pretty cool story, right?
It's a cool story. It's a cool picture.
Because it's like bricks and stuff. So I'm like, all right, that's our picture.
Yes.
You know, that's our album cover. And I took the picture of the hole, get the hell out.
Yes, the hell's going out.
You know, so anyway, and the hell's going in if you listen to it. But, you know, so he wanted, what he wants is he put it on a Lost Media thing. And I was really.
He's got a YouTube channel where he uploads like lost songs from that era.
And when he gets it, we'll share it. But because it's kind of cool. You know, that somebody's even interested.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Nu metal's a cool genre anyway.
But the thing about all of this, the whole point I'm making is it really got me thinking, because everything goes back to wrestling.
Of course.
It got me thinking what kind of lost media is out there in Joshi. And the reason I bring this up is we have some incredible minds that listen to us that are in, you know, the Joshi love community.
Yeah.
And I would like to know, like, if you guys could reach out to us, if you could do it on comments, you know, right now you're listening to it on YouTube, you can comment right this moment.
Yeah, you go to our Twitter and send us a message or whatever.
Yeah, whatever, however you want to do it. You know, what's something that you may think that people haven't seen that you love?
Yeah.
That was, you know, spoke to you. That's something from, it doesn't have to be 20 years ago. It can be from the early days of Stardom. It can be from.
Yeah, just something you adore that you think more people need to see.
Yeah, but if it was like from like 2006 or 2007 or 2008, that would be fantastic. You know, and.
In the, I think they call them the dark ages.
Yeah.
Of, is like when Joshi wasn't as popular.
Well, it wasn't up there. And, you know, even early 80s, late 70s.
Yeah.
You know, beauty time period. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's, you know, anything like that. I think it's cool because you never know who you're going to turn on to something awesome.
Absolutely. I'm currently doing research for our own little stuff into sort of the very beginnings, the very origins of Joshi. And I've learned things that I didn't even know were a thing. Like, I'm excited to talk about it all.
Yeah, we're going to get to that, and I can't wait for Patreon content.
I know.
So.
The only weird internet thing that happened to me this week, wrestling related, was one of those like your phone might be listening to you moments, because I was scrolling Twitter yesterday and someone popped up on my feed that had shared a GIF of Hyatt and Hot Stuff International.
What?
And they were like, I loved this group. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
That is...
Because we just watched the video with them in it, like yesterday afternoon or whatever.
That is bizarre.
I was like, oh no.
What a weird thing, too. That's such a...
It's like an obscure thing that you never see come up. Like, I've never seen it before yesterday.
Right.
And now I've seen it twice.
Well, that's
very the little demon phone is listening.
Oh, yeah, well, that happens.
But yes, we were talking about Mayumi Ozaki, I think.
Back to the show, back to your regular scheduled broadcast.
Yes, but there was definitely always something about her. Like, even watching when JWP would come into AJW, when you saw her walking out in that red outfit, you were like, oh crap, here comes Ozaki.
Yeah, all business.
All business, all time. This match was really great. I think it'll be great for Sayaka in the long run. Obviously, she probably learned something from this match.
Yes,
and she probably wants to get stronger because of the beating she took in this match.
Isn't that just a way?
And she lost, of course. Ozaki used the Tequila Sunrise, which is just the nastiest looking, like, half-dragon suplex type of move. Just nasty business.
I kind of like that the veterans normally win.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah. I kind of dig that instead of, like, always giving. It's like, well, give up to the younger generation. You know what? Screw that. Screw that.
Yeah, no. We don't abide by that in Joshi, do we?
Not normally.
The next singles match was between two former tag team partners, Yuna Mizumori taking on Saki. And back in the day in GanPro, I believe they were a tag team. So they're going at it here. They showed a little video footage of back when they were tag team Tropica Wild, I think was what it was called, their tag team.
Tropica Wild.
Yes. I was trying to figure out how much of Tropica was in there. I couldn't remember. But they had a really great match here against one another. They obviously know each other very well, and they were able to work together very well. Saki came out the victor using the Wild Buster to get the win on Yuna, and then immediately was like, so when are we tagging again?
No, it was good. They both, gave their hearts out. And
yes.
Yuna with her damn clothesline, her lariato from hell.
Oh man, Yuna's lariats just seem to get harder and harder.
They
every
really
match.
do. They really do. They have reached Fafo level.
Yes, and I know that it means a lot to her to have been personally asked by Natsupoi and Saori Anou to be on this show. She was waiting for her match to be announced. She was ready.
I think it's cool that Yuna has really kind of, in my mind, surpassed her partner there on the relevancy.
Well, she is in Stardom.
Yeah,
so.
I know, but
Saki did have a brief stint, when Colors was sort of mixing it up with Cosmic Angels.
But Saki's kind of an international star.
Yeah, she's a great freelancer.
And they love her, and she's really good. But for me, man, Yuna, just in the past year alone, Yuna has done so much for her career.
I know. She's really come alive, and she's got a lot of fans.
Again,
the Unimon love is out there.
She feels like a gatekeeper to me.
Yeah.
Like, she just feels like a Tito Santana. Like,
you gotta wrestle her to show your stuff. Sort of vibe.
If you're going to come in, let's see what you got. Yuna!
You're going to wrestle one of our best.
She's like cracking her knuckles.
They think it's a main eventer or something, but no.
She's outside, like with a cherry tree, just lariatoing the hell out of it.
I love that for Yuna. Like, I want her to be able to be that person for Stardom. It's like, make sure that they're up to snuff for us before they rise up the card.
Whether you hear about it in the press or not, every company, I guarantee you,
has one of those people.
Everybody has a Tito Santana.
Yes. Yeah, you kind of need one, right?
Yeah.
It's like the person, like, if that other person can't work with this person, we don't need them. Like, everyone can work with this person.
Yeah, it's a combination of like a solid worker, can take care of business and give a good, fair evaluation of someone.
Right. Like, they're not going to be biased when they talk about how the match went.
And you kind of have to be in that middle tree where you could give up a win.
Yeah.
Where you can actually sell and put someone over, make them look good to show what this new person coming in, what do they have? Let's see what kind of offense they have, but also we'll take stuff,
Yeah, I can see Yuna being fair and giving people a good evaluation of their skills.
I believe
she seems very knowledgeable in the realm of pro wrestling, so.
I agree.
Following that, we had one hell of a tag match. Literally one of the best tag matches of the year, just on this show.
Just out of nowhere.
It was Starbomb, Starlight Kid, and Azumi versus Wingori, Hanan and Saya Ida. It was not for the Goddess of Stardom tag belts. It was just like a special tag match between these two teams. And holy crap, did it deliver. These tag teams are off the charts good. Insanely good.
It was, I think, one of the things about this, and I don't know why it was so loose, but I think one of the things that made this so great is it started so loose.
Yeah, because it's silly.
All these girls are kind of high tension girls.
Yes.
A lot of times
very serious.
Yeah, a lot of times when they come out, if it's a big match, man, it's all over their face. You got to think Hanan, man, is like the bigger the smile gets, right?
Yes.
It's like, I'm fine.
The scarier she is.
Everything's fine. I'm ready. It's fine. And we got Starlight and Azumi. Jesus, know they're always ready to go.
Right.
But, they kind of ran into each other and messed up their entrance.
And they just started laughing.
In the ring, and they were just laughing. They were having a good time about it.
Oh, we're here to have fun.
Yeah, they're kidding each other. There's not any big story going into this.
No.
So everything was very light. Everything was good and giving and incredible work. And you got some of the, at this point, OGs.
Yeah.
That are in there. They've been there, baby. They've been there. They've done their tours. They, and they know each other's shit. They know each other's shine. They know each other's stuff. And this match started out all poppy like that.
Yeah, they were all like, we're here. We're going to have a fun match. And then it just went to another level.
Then, as any champions will know, that competitive nature came out in them.
Yeah.
To outshine one another. And Jesus Christ.
They really tried.
This was really, really, it was so good that it got me to the point of really wanting to see this match with stakes.
Yeah, and I don't think that's a hard ask after the outcome of this match was a time limit draw.
Well, and that's the crazy thing too, was also, and I think you pointed this out on Twitter if I'm not mistaken, but at the end of it, when you do I'm going to look at your belt, you're going to look at my belt.
Yeah.
Don't look at my belt, motherfucker. Like that part of the night, it seemed like we might have, and man, I'm here for it. God bless, I'm here for it. Tell them what we might have out of this.
Oh, we might get multiple title shots out of this because there was a lot of belt grabbing, including Hanan looking at the Wonder of Stardom Championship.
Dude.
Saida looking at the NJPW Strong Women's Championship. And Starlight Kid grabbing Hanan's Goddess of Stardom title.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone wants what everyone else has right here. And I'm all the way here for it, honestly.
Okay. The most thing I'm here for right now is that tag match for those belts.
After seeing this and getting another taste of Azumi and Starlight Kid as a tag team, it's just like, why aren't we going that direction?
And the second thing I'm here for is Starlight and Hanan.
I'm so ready for that match already.
And let me explain why. So I want Starbomb to win those tag belts. Azumi wants to kind of do the whole role, right?
Yeah.
She wants to win every belt. She wants to be selfish.
She's greedy, yes.
She wants to be greedy, and we want her to be greedy.
Yes.
So just hear me out for just 1 second here.
Okay.
All right. So we have the tag title win. We have the match, and we get a tag title win for Starbomb, and we get those goddess belts.
Right.
Huge. Awesome.
Amazing.
But in one of the matches leading up to that, like maybe some kind of
a prelude.
Yeah, random prelude, Hanan scores a victory over SLK.
Right.
So we get a Hanan SLK title match after that tag title match.
Right.
Hanan takes the belt because I think that Hanan also needs to accelerate her rise.
Right, because she's leading stars now.
She's leading stars, and I truly believe that she is ready to be a huge face in the company. And but Hanan wins that, and man, then you could have Azumi come around. Maybe she wins the 5-star, maybe anything like that, and Azumi going after that belt from Hanan.
Right. It just gets this like going down the line.
It just seems like I can see a loose pattern there.
Right.
Where we could do these things and they would make sense and be awesome. And you could have Starlight. I mean, at that point, Starlight's half of a world tag champion, which is fine.
Yeah.
Which works well. I would almost like to see Starlight, do another run in the, in the quick division that my mind just died.
High-speed division.
Thank you. Oh my God. In the high-speed
as long as they get rid of the rules.
Yeah, I know you hate the rules.
The rules are awful.
The rules
they
are
make
terrible.
the high-speed title matches mean nothing.
They're just terrible.
But can we also talk about the absolute hard-hitting masterpiece that Azumi versus Saida would be for the NJPW Strong title?
How great would that match be?
Yes, but I agree. I want to see more Wingori tag matches, especially title matches, because they're just such a good tag team. They work perfectly together, and all of their tag matches are excellent.
Yeah.
They're just excellent.
Yeah. There's no like mediocre ones.
No. And no matter who they're facing.
Yeah, it doesn't. Even when they were kind of just on the card.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's cute. They've got a name when they team. Even when it was that far back.
If you haven't seen their New Blood tag title match against Mai Sakurai and Chan Yoda being as good as it was, like, they're an incredible tag team, okay? Wingori has been coming up for 2 years, and they're finally reaching the notoriety they deserve.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
They're not even done yet.
All 4 of these ladies are cream of the crop in Stardom.
Yes, absolutely. They're all top card names.
And this match just felt like maybe it wasn't the 5-star classic that that it will be.
It was a draw.
it was what the cool part was just that all the things it can be.
Yes, and I love that it implemented story, even though we're on the Saori Anou Natsupoi show.
Yeah.
Like, it still had heavy implications for Stardom as a whole, which is really cool.
Totally agree.
So that match blew our minds.
Yes.
And we were like screaming the whole time.
Yes.
And then we were ill prepared for the next singles match, which was Aya Sakura versus Saori. And we knew heading into this, of course, Saori is who she is. And we were like, poor Aya Sakura, as most people were, I think. But I don't think we were even prepared for the level of just ouch in this match.
So I don't know if, are we prepping Aya Sakura for some kind of run?
Maybe.
Are we putting her through these trials?
Throwing her to sharks?
Because that's the question always for me. Either someone's going through a trial. I ask myself daily. Either somebody's going through a trial or they're just hated.
Yeah.
You know, what's happening here?
I think she's generally well liked.
Yeah, me too.
She has the Sendai Girls Junior World Championship right now.
Right.
And she has been getting these big opportunities. I mean, this was
huge.
The semi-main event of this show.
Yeah, I was being funny when I said that. But I mean, Saori beat the shit out of her.
Yes. This match hit a moment where I don't know what happened. I don't know if Aya got like worried or something, but she kicked Saori like with a little extra something in there, and then things just went off the rails after that.
Yeah, Saori gets his face.
Oh no, a face you don't want to see when you're standing across the ring from her.
She gets this face that would make me do a drop dead run. Like I could be holding like a baby or whatever. Yeah. I'd be throwing it at you and be I just a drop dead run, no fear of what people laugh about or whatever. Because she has this face of, I'm going to burn this building and everyone involved. You're all going to die now.
Yes, like just instantaneous.
Just this instantaneous thing.
Oh man, it was glorious. The drop kick in particular that I've seen gifs of everywhere through the ropes of just taking Aya Sakura's head off. Of course, we've seen Saori do it a lot, but sometimes it's just more.
So here's a little nougat for all of you. And this is crazy because it's like Saori versus like a young girl kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
In life, Saori's 29 years old. That's all. She's only 29 years old.
Yeah, she's still just getting started.
To be as accomplished as she is, to be a Josh legend as she is.
Yes.
She's 29 years old.
Come on.
And Aya Sakura, who was a late starter, bump card still, empty.
Yes.
She's 28.
Yeah. These two are practically they were born in the same year, just at different ends of the year.
Yeah.
And when you look at them in the ring, though, Aya Sakura feels so much younger because in her career she's much younger, but she just has this sort of innocence about her.
Yeah.
And Saori as the I've been screwed before,
right?
And I'm gonna take every little bit that I can get and make it into something amazing.
Anybody who's ever been in the Fed have that I've seen shit face.
Yes.
Like,
it's insane to think about sometimes the ages of Joshi wrestlers and the things they've accomplished in their career and the differences between like the vastly different Joshi wrestlers out there. Like it's just staggering sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. That's why we can have, all Japan legends that are 50.
Yeah. Still wrestling.
Yeah.
To this day.
It's like, what?
That's why we can watch an All Japan show where Jaguar Yokota is singing Fighting Jaguar and then watch her wrestle the next day on a live show.
You had to fit that in, didn't you?
I just remembered it. It just flashed in my head when you said Joshi Legends.
The Fighting Jaguar.
Jaga. Yes, I love it so much. But this match delivered. It was a great semi-main. Saori finished it off with her Uranage. Like, she doesn't, I'm not sure she usually, like, finishes with just one of those, but Aya Sakura was done at this point. So, it was a great showing, though.
It really was.
Aya has taken a lot in recent months. She has been in some high-profile matches, but she shows up every time, ready to go, chipper as always.
It makes you so much better, though. Like, every time you have something like this happen, it makes you so much better. Maybe it makes you a little stiffer somewhere that you need to be stiffer. Maybe it makes you lighten up a little bit where you need to lighten up.
Right.
But whatever it is, you always take something from every opponent. There's some kind of wrestling DNA that you pull from every time you interact with an opponent.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah.
And, that's the beautiful part to this is any DNA you're going to pull off her.
Yeah. It's going to be gold.
Yeah.
Essentially.
So I'm excited.
Yeah. And it also kind of adds into the whole, like, Saori's on the way to try to beat Shiri for that IWGP belt, so she's going through her minion right now.
Yeah, so she took her little karate girl.
Yes. Even though Aya Sakura is not in God's eye, she's very deeply connected to Shiri through the karate and just seeing her as a mentor. So it was very fitting for current landscape.
Totally agree.
That brings us to the main event of this show, and the video package before this with Poi and Saori and Mika and Hashimoto was just glorious.
So great.
Such a great story building up to this where they meet in the middle and they're just like staring each other down. I was dying the whole time.
So incredible.
And then you got the entrances, of course, Chihiro Hashimoto and Miki Iwata come out together. And then you got the combo song of Natsupoi and Saori Anou's music. They're both in brand new gear. Color-coded, which is one of my favorite things in Joshi. This whole show was color-coded.
Yes.
The blue and the yellow was everywhere. Everyone had the light up, like thumbs up or the Poi symbol. Most people had both, like the blue and the yellow.
Of course, you have to have both.
Even Starlight Kid's mask was half blue, half yellow with the logo on the back. So this whole show was just... It was everywhere, and I love to see the gear that they had. Saori Anou's new gear in particular was just so cool.
Oh, it's the best gear I've seen her in.
It was amazingly regal, and the dark blue, which we haven't seen her in, very much harken back to her debut gear, the same dark blue gear.
Love it.
So it was really cool to see. This match accomplished a lot. I think not only did it give 4 people who have been fighting tooth and nail in this business for the past 10 years their moment to shine in this main event, it also like triggered in me the desire to see every combination of singles match possible out of this tag match.
Yeah.
Especially Natsupoi versus Miki Iwata.
Yes. Yeah.
Like those two work together so seamlessly.
And we talked about that, didn't we?
Yes.
It was the opposite from what matchup is presented to us.
Yes. They clearly had the opposites that they wanted to face.
Yeah, because going into this, I mean, it's obvious. You wrote the article on it. Obvious the matchup is Saori Anou and Mika Iwata.
Yes.
On the other side, we got Natsupoi. I mean, it's in Big Hash, and I mean, it's great. Mm. But when we saw them mix it up, saw this mixing up, man, Natsupoi and Mika Iwata
it just kicks for days.
Is a hell of a contest, a hell of a feud. I mean, that it could be
they work so well together.
Oh my God, they're just great together because they're both vicious demons.
Yeah, that's true.
they're both soulless evil demons.
Man, you bring up the article, but seeing Miki Iwata and Saori Anou start this match off just was everything for me. And the way they started it with just the quick little spot, and then they do the test of strength, and Miki Iwata does not break eye contact with Saori Anou the whole time.
Yeah.
And okay, Miki Iwata is one of the best facials in wrestling that you're gonna see.
She is. You
could see her emotions written all over her face. Even when she's on the outside, she's constantly screaming at her tag team partner.
Right.
She's in it 100%. This is serious to her. So seeing those two start out was awesome. Then you got Natsupoi and Chihiro Hashimoto with the big versus small, like power versus speed dynamic.
Yeah, and Natsupoi is another one that has the facials that every single emotion, that's the beauty. God dang it.
She's a very emotional wrestler.
The beauty in her face, the beauty in her emotions that she tells us the story with.
Yeah.
It's just so huge. And
is.
Saori Anou she does hers with subtlety.
Yeah. She's very, very subtle. And Chihiro Hashimoto is also very emotional.
Yeah.
But she's a monster. She's coming in there to hurt you, and that's what she's focused on.
Right.
There were some really cool things in this match, like Saori Anou being able to get the German suplex on Hashimoto when Hosh has that incredibly famous Albright t-shirt where she's killing Saori Anou with the Albright.
Right.
And all those amazing things. But It was actually like kind of a surprising win. Natsupoi used the fairy magic, her rolling pin, to pin Miki Iwata, and it was like very out of nowhere and crazy.
It was.
But and I think even Mika was surprised. Yeah. But it was such a good match.
It was, man.
Every moment of it was amazing. These four are all incredible wrestlers, obviously, and I don't think they're in any way done facing each other.
Oh, no.
This is just the beginning of things, and they've all worked so hard to get to this point that it's just cool to see them get their flowers. And speaking of getting flowers, there was something interesting that happened following this match that a lot of people were surprised about and talking about online as it happened. Taro Okada came in the ring to give flowers as he would, he's a president of Stardom.
Right.
And then Tetsuya Koda came in the ring, and it was even on Natsupoi's face, the surprise of seeing him come in the ring. Because if you don't know, Tetsuya Koda is the man who runs Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, which Natsupoi has a very storied history with that company. She even did like a video package dedicated to her time in TJPW, but TJPW has very little interest with working with promotions outside of themselves. Like, they bring people in every now and then, but they're kind of just their own thing.
Yeah.
So I saw it like people referring to it as the real Forbidden Door, to have Taro Okada and Tetsuya Koda in the ring together like this, standing side by side.
Yeah.
It's like only Natsupoi and Saori Anou have the power to make this happen.
Yeah, it makes it feel like, and hopefully it, we do get some kind of big, cross with this, which would be awesome.
I would love to see a Stardom Tokyo Joshi Pro.
Two companies that don't need the cross.
No, and they both have their own success.
Yeah, they're both very different, but Tokyo Joshi still has the incredible high level, big important matches. They have a lot of comedy.
Yeah.
And a lot of matches that are kind of silly and stuff, but they have those mixed in with
epics.
Yeah, just incredible matches.
Yeah. They just had a show last night that people were raving about, and it was just cool. It was cool to see these two companies represented in this way together, and I think most people were shocked and awed about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just so much, and like we're talking about, just so much coming up, and people on this show, like the Sariism that.
Oh yeah, Sariism number 8, which will be happening on July 14th. They've already signed some pretty big matches for that, including a tag match where Sari and Takumi Iroha are taking on Natsuko Tora and Saya Kamatani.
Oh my God, so that's really going toward that. Oh my God.
That's I mean, red belt implications.
Yeah,
Anybody like Takumi Iroha, maybe?
Yeah, big time.
Also, a singles match with Miku Kanai, who we talked about earlier, facing Natsupoi.
See, so somebody impressed somebody.
Somebody was a little impressed. It was probably Sari who was impressed. And of course, Sari and Natsupoi are best friends, so she's gonna let her face whoever she wants. That's probably,
and that's awesome. And
Sariisms are always crazy good. Always crazy good.
So I mean, it's just cool, all the little connections from the show.
I know this show brought so many people together, and I think it brought a lot of fans together as well. Like, there's a lot of fans that would watch this that maybe don't watch some of those other places, or like they're not even Stardom fans, but they wanted to see this show for one reason or another.
Yeah, and a lot of people are not going to see it till it's uploaded.
Yeah,
on like Stardom World,
because it was a pay-per-view.
Yeah, pay-per-view. So I'm excited. You guys that are listening, if you didn't get it on the pay-per-view, when it does get uploaded, go out of your way.
Yes, seriously, it's so good. Even after the fact, after all the flowers were given and everything, it was requested that Natsupoi and Saori Anou have a 5-minute match against each other, because that's just tradition, right? It's like, okay, now it's time for the 5-minute exhibition match after the fact.
Right.
We see this a lot at retirements, like retirement shows with last matches. They will have these little exhibitions following the final match, just for funsies. But they did go the full 5 minutes against each other. They went full bore, of course, just trying to off each other immediately, which was fun. These two against each other is always a good time, even if it's only 5 minutes long. And it was so nice seeing all the callbacks to their long career together, and how they continue to have each other moving forward past this 10-year mark. And like you said, there were credits that rolled that thanked literally everyone involved with the show, on the show, who chipped in even a little bit for the show. Like, they were long credits. And one of the credits read, "You are the cutest person in the universe watching over me from somewhere," which is for Tam, obviously.
We love you, Tamu.
Yes, we love Tamu. We believe in Tamu still.
We do.
But as the credits finished rolling and everything was going down, we were like, oh, 4-hour show, so good. Wow. Yeah. Aina Aiba came back out on the stage and sang 2 full songs.
Yeah.
And one of them was the current Stardom theme, which of course it was. But then after her concert, Saori Anou and Natsupoi came out and sang their own song to thank everyone. And they got up on these little pedestals that people pushed around. They went around the whole venue making cute faces at each other and throwing like prizes out to the crowd.
It's so old school.
It was like just the level of love and care and attention to detail that went into the show. You could feel it from start to finish. And I'm so proud of them. And I'm happy to be alive in this timeline where we get to see Natsupoi and Saori Anou live and in living color, living out their dreams. It's just so cool.
So what was your moments?
My moments of this show?
What was your top 3 moments?
Oh no, I didn't come prepared.
No, that's why I'm asking you.
Oh God, I gotta pick 3.
Yeah, so while you're thinking of it, speaking of people that deserve it and glad to see them back, Priscilla Kelly released a video that really announced her, her desire. And man, it's so good. Listen, it's all over social media.
Yeah.
And just kind of talks about her finding herself again. And it may have some tie to Joshi before we're done with it. It's not like she hadn't been over there before, but
right. It's so cool seeing her.
Yeah. Just really happy to see her
as Priscilla Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So this is hard because there are a lot of moments in this show, but, I want to give an honorable mention to Shinhiro Tasakura for making me laugh my ass off as always.
So it's not a moment.
It's not, unfortunately.
Moment. Honorable moment.
Because there was so much, but honorable mention goes to Hiro Tasakura. My 3rd moment would be Aya Sakura getting her butt kicked by Saori.
Okay.
My number 2 moment would be the tag match between Starbomb and Wingori.
Okay.
And of course, number 1 is the main event and all of the Natsupoi Saori Anou moments that happen throughout the show. It is their show. It is all about them, and they deserve the number 1 moment.
Absolutely fair. And it don't matter on my moments. This is, what moments matter to you, because I know how special the show was for you.
It was so good. It was such a it was a moment. Like, when you're living through something that people are going to talk about for years to come, or decades later, they're going to look back at it and be like, that was cool.
Our job to make sure they talk about it.
Yes.
It was
because we love to talk about it.
Yeah, it was very good. And like I said, it was surprisingly perfect.
It exceeded expectations, and expectations were good. Going into the show, like, we weren't upset even a little bit about the card or anything.
When you watch it, watch the hour special.
Yes,
it's on Stardom.
Watch
on
that
YouTube.
First.
Watch that, because that makes it really cool.
Yeah,
and then,
like if they released a DVD of it, that would be the first hour of the DVD, like and then it would get into the show.
Exactly, like if you watch the Egg Dome or you watch one of those, they always have like the build up,
like the months ahead.
I love that show, man.
Me too. It's
That's
so
like
good.
One of my favorite stuff.
It just puts you in the mood, right?
Yeah.
It gets you into the emotional mindset of what these people went through to pull this off.
You can smell 1994. You're like,
it's like programs.
Look at the Zubaz. Yeah.
Yes, but there are some really fun stuff coming up this week. We have a New Blood show and then another Quirk and Hall show next weekend. There's some Marigold shows that just got uploaded that we need to watch. The Catch the Wave tournament is still going. It's live and in living color as we speak. And it's just so much cool stuff in Joshi that's happening right now. But let us know what you thought about Natsupoi and Saori Anou's 10th anniversary show if you watched it, and don't forget to let us know about anything that you think we need to see or that other people in general
and
need
be on
to
the
see.
look for our Patreon, because we got content we've been filming
starting
recording
this week. Will be getting an extra bonus piece of content every week that you don't want to miss. Can I say that confidently? You will not want to miss it because it's us.
What a salesman.
It's amazing.
You
it's us.
can't miss it.
But that's all we have for you for now. I'm Raja. He's John. So long from the Cult of Joshi. Bye.